What up, everybody? Half of your favorite couple, the Hubbards. Straight talk with the Hubbards, but this is not straight talk. This is Faith and Fishing. And I thank you guys for the support of the new show, Faith and Fishing. I'm enjoying myself while I'm doing it. I'm enjoying showing you my life in fishing, my life in ministry. And I'm enjoying just being able to express the goodness of God to others. I think a part of our lives are to express how good God has been to us, a testimony, to let other people know just how good God has been. What benefit does it do you to have something so good and not share it with other people? And so I think that sharing the goodness of God with others is a great thing. It helps me reflect on just how good God is, what God can do for you, how he can transform your lives, how he can change your lives, and all of that. So I'm just excited about that. I'm off today. Thank God. I'm off today. So I'm going to try to do a little fishing. Maybe put my kayak in the water. See if I can hit some spots that I can't reach by walking the bank. So I'm going to put my kayak in the water and see what we can do there. I throw my usuals. I throw my crawls, shaky heads. I thought about throwing a swim bait, but the weather was supposed to be cold, but it's kind of heating up, so I might put a swim bait on. But just crawfish, trying to see what I can catch off the bottom, see if those bass are feeding from the bottom. It's still not as hot as I would like for it to be, so I'm going to have to fish a little slower than I normally would fish. But I'm excited about that. Whenever I get a chance to go fishing, I'm always excited. As you can see, bang, bang, 9 again. You see it right there. Bang, bang, 9 again. Yeah, bang, bang, 9 again. We had a thriller yesterday, but we won that one. We'll get to the Super Bowl. We're going to win. I'm going to be like a Cowboys fan. This our year. This our year. Sorry, Cowboy fans, but I don't think it's y'all year this year. But anyway, look. I was asking Brent, so what topic you think I ought to cover today? And she said, well, have you thought about, you hear people say, do as I say and not as I do. And I'm sure you've heard that phrase growing up. And what it simply means is just do what I tell you to do. Don't look at my actions on what I'll do. Just do what I tell you to do. But isn't that hypocrisy? Isn't that hypocrisy? And as men, I think we need to learn how to not only tell people to do as I say, but do as I do. We basically need to practice what we preach. And when I think about Jesus and his walk on this earth, he told us to do as I say, but also do as I do. In Luke 6:46, Jesus said, why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? He says, why are you calling me your Lord, your ruler, your king, your authority, but you don't do the things that I say? Not only that, the verse that inspired this show, Matthew chapter 4 and verse 19, Jesus says, come, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Come, follow me. And I think we need to get back to not only telling our sons, not only telling other men, young men, whoever it may be, as husbands, as fathers, as uncles, as whatever the case may be, we need to stop with the do as I say and not as I do, and get to do as I say and as I do. We need to be examples for people to see. And when you look at the life of Jesus, that's what he did. He was an example for people to see. He was there for others to hear what he had to say, how he talked about treating your neighbor, how he talked about loving your enemies, how he talked about praying for those that despitefully use you and persecute you and say evil things against you. He talked about those things. So he says, listen to what I'm saying, but not only listen to what I'm saying, but do as I'm doing. And when you look at the life of Jesus, that's what he did. He was kind to everyone. He treated everyone right. He treated everyone with respect. And even on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He was not only a man that talked a good game, but he walked the game as well. His actions were seen, and what he said was only part of who he was. He not only was a great teacher, but he was a great example. 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 21 and following, it tells us that Christ left an example for us, that we should follow his steps. And that word example simply means to imitate, an imitation for copy, which means do as I did. That's what I'm leaving you an example. I want you to do as I did. So fathers, we can't tell our children to do something if we're not willing to do it. We can say it all day, but you know and I know that our children are watching us. You know and I know they have their eyes on us. I know Brian watches me like a hawk. I can't even go to the bathroom. I look up, he's right there looking at me like, man, what are you doing? Going somewhere. But he's watching. RJ is the same way. Hey, Dad, what you doing? I'm just trying to see what you're doing. They are watching us. So for us to say something is great, but for us to do it is even better. And that's what Peter said, that Christ left us an example, that we should follow his steps. See, if he didn't leave the example, there would be no steps to follow. But because he came and walked here, he said what he was going to do, and he showed us how to do it. So I think that's part of our job, of our mission, not only to say what we want our children and what we want to do, but actually put it into action. And the reason that Jesus was one who said and did was because, I think it's verse 21 or 22, I'll post it, but where he says he committed himself to him that judgeth righteously. He committed himself, which means he surrendered his will. And I talked about this at church yesterday. He surrendered himself to God. See, when you have something to surrender to, it's easier to follow out your actions. But see, if you don't have anything to surrender to, you're just going to talk a good game. Surrender, to yield, to give up, to lose control, to say that I'm not going to win, so I might as well follow the one who will win. We got to surrender our will. Yeah, things don't always go the way we want them to go. With this election, they didn't go the way most people thought they would go. So what are you going to do? Who are you going to surrender to? See, for me, I don't care who's in the White House. I really don't. Because I know Jesus is on the throne. I know he's the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. So I'm going to surrender my will to him, which means what he says, I'll listen to it, and I'm going to do it. That's what it means to surrender. And as men, we got to find something to surrender to. What greater person to surrender our will to than Christ, the one who created us, the one who knows everything there is to know about us. What greater way for me to show that I follow him by not only hearing what he said, but doing what he said, and then I can tell others what he said, and they can see me doing the very same things. So you got to have somebody to surrender to. Your will is not good enough. We fall short all the time. So instead of fighting a losing battle, go ahead and surrender your will to Christ. And you'll win. You'll succeed. There's no way for us not to succeed. If we surrender our will to God, we will win. So look, that's my message for today. Don't use the mantra, do as I say and not as I do. That's hypocrisy. Let's use the mantra of Christ. Do as I say and as I do. Jesus said, why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? He said some things. But he also said, come, follow me. He did some things. So let's not only say some things, but let's also do some things. So y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Faith and Fishing. I'll post some videos of me out on the water. Hopefully I'll snag me something. You'll get to see it. You know, I don't mind posting. Sometimes I catch, sometimes I don't. But hey, Faith and Fishing, y'all have a good one. All right, in one of my little honey holes, and as you can see, the water real shallow. It's right in this bush out in front of me. Let's See if he's still over there. I think we got him. Yeah, I got him. He ain't big as I thought he was gonna be, but we got a little small piece of him. Yeah, I don't think that was him, but nonetheless, it's a fish. He's small, but we caught us one. That's why we do it. No matter how big or how small, as long as you catch some. But we're gonna let this one go on back. Next time, it's out. Ooh, he hit it right at the bank. Kind of scared me a little bit. Right at the bank. There's two on the fluke. Kind of look like the same fish. I know some of my boys gonna say it's the same fish. That's what they say about me. You just be catching the same fish. So now this one actually smaller than the last one. Come on now, I need y'all to get bigger in size. That's why you always retrieve it all the way in. Reel it all the way up to your shoes if you have to. Sometimes they follow it and hit it right at the bank. So the none, we're gonna let this one go on back to. We'll throw a different kind of craw over there. See if we can get him to come out of there. There you go, he hitting it. I got him that time. Got him that time. Ooh, he heavy, Miss Hubbard. Unless he under them trees. Woo, Miss Hubbard. Yeah, we got something. If I can get him on out of there. I knew that big joker was over there. Woo, I knew that big joker was over there. Woo! It was recorded. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that fish. Woo! I knew that joker was over there. I saw him playing. Man, heart just racing. That's a slab right there, guys. And that's why I do it. Let me see how. Yep, 4.7. All right, time to say goodbye. We'll see you next time, fella. I am. Got him. On the fluke. On the fluke. On the fluke. You see it? Nice little chunk.